Welcome to the Coachzing Show, offering you the latest creative content marketing tips to help you work less, earn more, and help more people. Are you a coach zinger yet? Join the community where the world's best coaches, therapists, authors, and speakers come to discover the latest industry trends and partner with other like-minded professionals. Go to coachzing.com/community to join. And now, here's your host, Doug Foresta.
Hello and welcome back to the Coachzing Show. This is your host, Doug Foresta, and this is a show will help you, coaches, therapists, speakers, and authors to work less, earn more, and help more people through creative content marketing. And I could not be more pleased to have with me today Mary McCarthy from CreateWriteNow.com. And Mary's someone that I definitely consider a friend. We might have to share the story of how we first connected. But let me just say a little bit about her, and I'll bring her right on. Mary is a journaling power guide. She's the founder and chief inspiration officer of CreateWriteNow. She, about 17 years ago, she lost feeling and function in the right side of her body and had to learn to write with her left hand. She began using a journaling technique called morning pages, which started her personal transformation. And that was due to multiple sclerosis, and she's had an amazing recovery. Things you need to know about her before I bring her on, that she is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. She enjoys walking on the beach, meditation, photography, and she really, like I said, she is someone who has really helped many people all over the world tap into the power of journaling. Mary McCarthy, welcome to the Coachzing Show.
Thank you, Doug. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. So, yeah, let's start with, you have obviously achieved amazing things in your own life with journaling, but actually I'm really curious about how you got into, how did you first start journaling in the first place?
Excuse me. It was a physical thing. I had an MS exacerbation, and I needed to teach myself how to write with my left hand. And I came across, serendipitously, I guess is the word, morning pages, which is Julia Cameron's idea of, and the first thing in the morning is you sit down and you do 3 pages of stream of consciousness. And I thought, well, that sounds like a no-brainer. To be, at least it's some type of an organized procedure to do that. And it was very interesting. I became legibly left-handed very easily. And I found in the process of the writing that it was that I always was left-handed.
Wow.
And that in the morning pages routine that I was doing, a lot of things just came up, my childhood and things like that. And I remembered an instance where the good nuns at St. Bernard's grade school had me switch from left-handed to right-handed. So that's why it became very easy for me to switch onto being a lefty, because I was.
What a powerful story.
Yes. And then that's what's really, it's like, when I started the morning pages, it was just fantastic. Like I said, I did it originally for physical therapy, but it's just like, oh my gosh, this is psychotherapy. This is spiritual therapy. It's, it's everything. So it's just, and so I just had, I just got addicted to that. And I just, at one point I just said, wow, I need to share this with the world.
Well, let's talk about that sharing with the world, because you've helped people from all over the world with using the power of journaling. What is your favorite way or ways to get your message out to the people that most need to hear it?
Meaning over the internet?
Yeah, over the internet, however it is. Like what ways have you used to market and get the word out about the power of journaling?
Basically, social media.
Yeah.
It turns out Facebook, for some reason, is working out really, really well. That seems like people, because my target market is baby boomers, and it seems like Facebook is a safe way for them to communicate or whatever. So that's worked out really well. And then I've worked with for a long time a company named HubSpot, which has my content management system, my website, and all that. And anything that's possible as far as marketing they do and help you. So and what's really very popular is my weekly email newsletter. So it's really just using the system. Like I said, social media, Twitter not so much, but Facebook seems to be a very it is a very big. It's my biggest input. I mean, other than people that just know me and just
Right.
create right now. So it's so Facebook has worked out really well for me.
Well, it's interesting because I was just talking about this the other day because the people that I work with mostly tend to be baby boomers as well. And I find the same thing. They're on Facebook a lot of times because they want to see the pictures of the grandkids. It's the one place that they go. It's funny because I think when all the boomers came on Facebook, all their kids left. They're like, that's it.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
They're like, that's it. We're moving to Snapchat. Mom and Dad are on Facebook. I'm getting out of here. And it's an interesting point, I think, which is about like, there's all these cutting edge, like Snapchat and all these things. But if your clients are not on there, there's no point in you being there, right? It's
definitely, and like I said, that's one of the great things about being on HubSpot because they give me up to the minute information is where visitors are coming from, where all that, and above and beyond. Facebook has just been gangbusters for the longest time. Twitter, no, Pinterest, that. Like I said,
Yeah.
And I think you brought up a very important point. Is that because I think a lot of people get into got to get on this Instagram,
Right.
and it's just like to me, I look at the numbers and the bang for the buck is Facebook, and it's like that's where I am.
Now, you and I actually met on Facebook. We met through our
Yes.
mutual friend, Dennis Palumbo, right? I got to give him a
Yes.
shout out. And I actually feel a little bad now about my comment that I made because I actually like this boat. Now I really like this boat. But I think it was something about, I forget what, it was something about, I had quoted the Woody Allen quote about between the Pope and air conditioning, I'll take air conditioning.
Yes.
But I have to say, I actually think this Pope is, I would take this Pope over air conditioning. Depends how hot the day is. But he's actually, it's funny, how things have changed because I actually really like this Pope. I think he's
Absolutely. And it was like a really rock star event of him coming to the United States. It's just like there was there were so many people that, because I think that their experiences of Catholicism and popes and things like
Right.
that. It's just like it was really almost like a Gandhi or a Mother Teresa type of experience. And there's
Exactly.
that level of spirituality that was just like, and it's like, he left a week ago and people still feel his
Yeah.
presence and his aura. So that's exciting.
Well, and the reason I mentioned that too is because you and I became friends basically just from a line on Facebook, like just from kind of crossing each other's paths on Dennis's page. But when you say Facebook, I was curious, like, do you run Facebook ads? I mean, when you say you connect with people on Facebook, can you say more about like what that looks like for you?
Certainly. Well, I started a long time ago setting up a business page, and now I just passed 4,200 followers.
Nice.
But I've found that what Facebook has this thing called boosting. You can boost the post, and that's worked out really, really well for me to not only get a word of mouth. There's a really a good word of mouth type of a thing because you can connect with your friends, but friends of friends. And then you can also do the targeting of, like with me, it's like, okay, now I want to spread it to, this age, demographic and things like that. So I find that in my experience with Facebook, they've become very friendly and to businesses and helping that. So like I said, as opposed to constructing an ad and things like that, I just think that the boost is really good because it's live, it's organic, and I like a lot of blog posts and things like that. I can just boost in that. So that's worked out really well, and it's very financially manageable.
Right, yeah, because you could go crazy, right? I mean, I know some of these big name coaches. I mean, they're spending $50,000 to $100,000 a month just on Facebook ads. Like most of us can't, most of us can't be doing that. Now, how did you're up to 4,200 likes on your page? How did you build up that audience on your business page?
Basically, Facebook had a thing that you can it's like a boost that you can just get more likes.
To run a likes campaign, yeah.
Exactly. But then also it's just been word of mouth, and also I've always used Facebook. Like when I publish my newsletter, it goes there. When I blog posts or anything I have with Google, I have Google alerts for my keywords. And when an interesting article comes up, I post that and things like that. So I just think that that's the way to do it. Like I said, and then supplementing it with the boosting of things that this is really a hot. Like there was one of my clients did a guest blog post about a writer's perspective on journaling. So wow. It's just because real writers don't do journaling.
That's beneath them, huh? Is that the?
Yeah. So it's just or things like that, or I mean things that people that have their own experience about how journaling help them, and it's just, and I think because it's something people just don't think of. I mean, people don't first off the top of their head think writing or journaling as something that can be therapeutic, not only physically, mentally, and spiritually. So it's just like I said. So, but I think Facebook has been very, like you said, certainly with the big guns. I've Facebook called me a couple of times. It's like, well, if you spend $10,000 a month, then we can get you into this special program. I said, well, I'll get back to you on that. So it's just, but no, like I said, I think that with the research, I have found with Facebook too, there are much more. They speak in our language. They don't speak in cyber talk and things like that. And it's just so it's just.
So now, when you boost those posts, which by the way, I think if you don't boost a post, like even if you have 4,200 followers, a post that's unboosted is probably only reaching 10 or 20 people maximum, right?
Definitely, and that's what I learned when Facebook contacted me about they have this special program for $7,000 to $10,000 a year, and I said, well, I'm finding that it just doesn't seem like it gets to too many people. And he let it slip. It's like the bottom line is you got to advertise.
Right.
So otherwise, it's only going to get, like I said, and if I go in there and I see that it gets it's seen by 100 people, it's like that's big time. Most likely, it's 10 to 15 people out of 4,200. So I think that's kudos to Facebook for coming up with the boost thing as opposed to, some exorbitant thing for advertising and all that type of thing. So that way, with the boost, it goes right through people's news feeds and things like that.
Now, what kinds of things do you boost? Like, so you mentioned like blog posts and things like that. Do you also boost like direct offers? Like if you're running a program, you just boost that directly to your?
Oh, definitely. And I run lots of challenges. It's like, we have a 25-day whole health challenge. Nice. We have a 27 days to peace of mind to health and happiness. So anytime I have those types of challenges, I boost those types of things.
So we talked,
or a new ebook or something like that. So
got it. So we're talking. We spent a good time talking about sort of these how-tos, which I think people will find very helpful because I think there's a lot of people who have, structured businesses similar where they can't spend $7,000 to $10,000 a month, and here's a way they can use Facebook affordably. But I also want to talk about the content of your message. And can you say a little bit about, like, I know you're passionate about journaling. What is it about journaling that you're so passionate that you want others to know about journaling?
I would say that it is the healthiest drug anyone could possibly take.
I love that.
I don't know why or it's an addiction. It is something that if you get to the page and work on turning off your head, listen to your heart, and just write. It helps you access the person who really lives in your body.
Yeah.
I find, and you know, that we're so brought up in a left brain, logical head, worry, taking care of the rest of the world, all that type of thing. But this is a whole new experience of going internally, and going against all the things that, how selfish, you're spending time on yourself, all those types of things. And it's really basically getting past the fears and just getting into your heart and soul and body, and just really just going with the process. There's just something, it's like, I call it very similar to a holistic therapy, like a meditation
Right.
would be, or yoga or whatever. It's just something that by settling down, by just connecting with the page and connecting to yourself, you just get into finding out how powerful, how strong, how talented, how skillful, all of the things that our teachers and our parents and all that kind of society told us that we weren't, and it gives us the opportunity to really work through, clear out the garbage that literally we've been carrying in our cells, in our body, and get that outside, reconnect with who we really are. Or it's like when Dr. Dyer used to say, the child comes into the world, and your mom and dad look up to the heavens and say, "Okay, God, thanks, we got it now."
Yeah, exactly.
And I think so. This is the opportunity to just really connect with ourselves, and it's just really fear is the big obstacle. It's just something we've never done, is taken time or an extended period of time with ourselves.
Your story, just that alone is so telling of that, where it's like you didn't even realize you were left-handed, right? It was so like writing reconnected you to the basic fact that you actually were left-handed.
Definitely.
And so yeah, there's that wonderful quote, I forget who said it, about how can I know what I think until I see what I write.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing to me about journaling too. It's a couple things. One is, we could live our whole life just by remote control, right? Just by rote, if we don't ever stop. And then so taking that time, and then the other piece that I think is great about journaling is, and I do journaling, I love journaling, and you've motivated me to do it for sure, is the other piece I think is so great is that piece about, like you said, sort of tapping into that deeper wisdom that's inside us, because we're always running around looking for answers everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. And I think that, and that's another benefit of journaling, is it helps train us, teach us, show us how to live our life from the inside out, rather than as a reaction to the outside world. And so I think that's a whole new, huge behavior change, but that's where it's happening.
And I want to mention, we'll definitely have you back when the book comes out to talk more about the book, but I want to at least just put a bug in listeners' ears that you have this is your first book on journaling? Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have a book coming out. Do you want to say a bit about that?
Definitely. It's, I consider it a sort of a self-help memoir. I'm including my own, pieces of my own story of and journaling in that, but it's basically taking people through the process of the journaling, and it's going to be a not only an inspirational, if you will, a book, but it's going to be a hands-on. Basically, from the introduction, I'm going to ask people to sit down with the book and their journal and learn to journal through that process. So it's just it'll be an interactive as well as inspirational book.
Very exciting. Yeah, and I look forward to having that conversation when the book comes out. I'd love to have you back to talk about that. At the beginning of the show, I gave people a link about how they can find you, but can you share that with our listeners once more about how they can reach you and learn more about you and get started with journaling?
Oh, definitely. It's www.CreateWriteNow.com.
Thank you. I realized at the beginning that I didn't say that, and I was like, I'm going to send people. But I'll make it even easier, because we'll put that link on the show page so that they can just click right on it and go there. Mary McCarthy, I'm so glad that we connected. I want to thank Dennis Palumbo as well for connecting us.
Oh, and yes, it's really interesting. It's synchronicity on Facebook. Who would ever have guessed?
Exactly. That's right. So thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to having you back.
Oh, thank you so much for your time, Doug. Take care.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. I want to remind you that if you've not subscribed to the show, go ahead and visit iTunes, click the subscribe button. You'll get new episodes each week, helping you to work less, earn more, and help more people through creative content marketing. Till next time, this is Doug Foresta at The Coachzing Show.
Thanks for listening to The Coachzing Show. Need help getting your book out of your head and onto paper? Need help marketing your books or speaking engagements? We can do it for you. Go to Coachzing.com to learn more. Are you a coach zinger yet? Join the Coach Zingers community where the world's best coaches, therapists, authors, and speakers meet. You'll get exclusive access to private mastermind calls where you can get instant marketing help from industry experts. Plus, we'll help you forge deals and partnerships with other like-minded professionals. Go to Coachzing.com/community to join now.